after I get a squeeze page and set it up, how do I get people to see that page and give me their contact information so that I can follow up with them? Well, that's a super great question. Finding the right traffic and getting your message in front of that traffic is how we get people to go to our page. Then hopefully, once they are at our page, then they will see what we have to offer and give us their contact information or make a purchase. In this video, I'm going to talk about traffic. I'll give an explanation for online traffic. I'll talk about offline and online traffic, and I'll give 3 advantages of online traffic. I'll talk about the 4 categories of online traffic. If you're new to my channel, make sure to like and subscribe to continue receiving great reviews. What is traffic? Well, to explain traffic in the online world, let's take a trip. I'm out here on the streets in this traffic. Now, when most people think of traffic, this is what they think about. Well, to online marketers, traffic is similar. It's people, it's their attention, it's their views, it's their clicks. Now, I live in the city of Houston, Texas, and in Houston, Texas, traffic is terrible. It's a nightmare. You can spend hours sitting in this commute. Times can be more than 2 hours in a lot of cases. Now, this kind of traffic is a business's dream. Offline in the real world and online on the internet. How would you like to have all these people at the front door of your business? Chances are you might be able to sell 1 or 2 of them, right? Now that's a pretty good proposition. Carefully placed messages, also known as advertisements, in the path of this traffic can possibly lead to awareness of your brand, inquiries into your brand, and sometimes even sales. Now out here, these peoples in cars can be considered traffic, and there are marketers that are trying to get their message in front of this traffic. Take a look at some of the billboards around here. Now, some company is paying thousands of dollars monthly to show that billboard to this traffic. That's pretty expensive, right? But there are some serious limitations to this kind of messaging. How do you know the people seeing this message are even interested in you or your product? How can you track who sees this message? How can you track who buys your product because they saw this message? How do you track these sales, and how do you track its effectiveness? You could be wasting money for people to see this that have absolutely no interest in what you're selling. The only thing you can do is guess how effective this is on your business. Now that's interesting because they don't guess how much they'll charge you for that space. Now, traffic online is similar. However, it's at least 10 times better. Now let's go back to my laptop to discuss the advantages of online traffic. Whew. Glad to be back. It was dangerous out there. Now we're back at my laptop. I'm right up here in the corner, and I'll have the presentation take over the screen. I'll be talking about online traffic, how business owners can compete in the online space for traffic. Now, I've done other videos about offline traffic. I've done video about capturing leads by sharing other people's posts. I've done another video about capturing leads using text opt-in, capturing leads using QR codes, and capturing leads using NFC technology. Those have been some offline ways to get online traffic, and you can check out those videos in the private Facebook group. Today, we'll focus more on online ways of getting traffic. Now, the 3 advantages of online traffic. Number 1, laser focused targeting. When sending out your message, you want to make sure your message gets to the people most likely to interact with your product. This is called getting the right message to the right person at the right time. Getting the right message to the right person can help you avoid spending money unnecessarily. Now, large corporations collect a lot of data about people's online behaviors. Well, when advertising online, you could take advantage of the enormous amount of data available and send messages to those most likely to purchase your product. With some of the data available, the targeting options you have are almost endless. You could send messages based on specific demographics, interests, and hobbies. Here you'll see some examples of demographics, interests, and hobbies available to send specific messages. Age, sex, location, food and cuisine interests, and sports and outdoors hobbies. A couple of things to note. Hobbies can also be interests. The difference is that a hobby could mean that the person actually participates actively. And secondly, of course, this information is dependent on information that is supplied by the users, and it may not always be accurate, but it can be used as a starting point in your strategy for sending out messages. Number 2, tracking. Why is tracking important? Because with tracking, you have a greater control over when and where you put your message. Tracking sources of traffic on the internet is as easy as placing a simple piece of code on websites and pages which tells you some of the actions that people are taking while on that page. And this information can be interpreted, and the results can help you put more of your message in front of traffic that's converting and purchasing, and you can take your message away from traffic that is not converting and purchasing. This can help you save tons of money and optimize the reach of your messaging. Not only that, but for the paid sources of online traffic, you can literally stop and start these traffic sources at the push of a button, almost instantly. It's amazing. Number 3, affordable. When you use the traditional ways of getting your message out to your market, for example, you might choose radio, television, or even billboards. Now, I'm not saying anything is wrong with these methods, but these methods charge on an estimated viewership model, and the prices can be quite expensive. Most businesses can't afford to spend the thousands of dollars it takes to put their message on these platforms. Many business owners also think it's super expensive to get their message out online. Well, I'm here to tell you that the internet changes all of that, and it makes it so much more affordable for small businesses to put their message in front of a large amount of traffic. And how's that? Well, first of all, many of the methods to get your message in front of traffic are absolutely free. I'll talk about that on the next slide. And when you do spend money on getting your message in front of traffic, the price can be as low as 4 cents a click in some cases. Of course, it depends on your product and your message, but I have personally run campaigns and paid just 4 cents per click. Bottom line, getting your message out online is much more affordable. Now, the 4 categories of traffic. So before I go into this section, I want to say that this is a real high overview, and there's a lot more detail I could go into for each of these categories. But this video is an overview, so I won't go into detail about all of these traffic sources in this video. But online traffic is broken down like this. There's search, and then there's social. And both of these has a paid component and a free component. Paid meaning you can pay for the traffic, and free, which is also called organic, means you are not charged to receive this kind of traffic. Now, search is when someone goes to a search engine and specifically searches for something. It might be a website, it might be a question, but the person actively engages in seeking out information. Think of someone in real life that is going to a department store or a shopping mall. More than likely that person is there to buy. They may not know what they're going to buy, but more than likely they have an intent to make a purchase. Paid versions of search are Google ads, Bing ads, and other search engines. Companies can pay to have their pages show up at the top of search engine results. There's also a way to show up in search page results organically, free, without paying. That's usually done using search engine optimization, or SEO it's called. In order to get to the top of the search results organically is another course altogether. And social is when a person gets on a social media platform like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, or one of the many other social media platforms. They get on to interact with others socially. So think of someone in real life that may be going to a coffee shop to meet up with their friends and have a discussion. They may go to the coffee shop and pick up a newspaper to read. They'll spend time at the coffee shop, but the main purpose is to disconnect, to shut off their brain, or just chill. They're there for entertainment and therefore may not be actively seeking to buy or hear your message. Paid social is Facebook ads, Twitter ads, LinkedIn ads. Sometimes they're called sponsored ads. A company can pay to have social media platforms put their message, show people their messages while scrolling through their feeds. Organic social is having your message show up in feeds through the normal process of posting content on social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. It's important to know which type of traffic you may encounter when you're choosing a platform to send your message. Someone actively searching for an item has a higher intent to purchase than someone just browsing on social media, where your message may be more of an interruption. Now, we'll go deeper into this in a later video. There's so much to delve into in those areas. So, I hope this video was informative and that it gives you something to think about. As you can see, there are a lot of different ways online to get your squeeze page, your website, your offer in front of traffic, and it will not break the bank. Well, that's it for this video. Make sure to look out for my next video where I reveal 20 sources of traffic for your website, and none of them are Facebook or Google. See you guys then. You want to find out more about how you can get traffic to your website or product? Click the link below to order your free copy of Russell Brunson's new book, Traffic Secrets, the underground playbook for filling your websites and funnels with your dream customers. Get it now before it sells out.